Hello everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and compare it against the Google Pixel 8 Pro and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, here's the thing, I definitely do think between these two phones, there's a lot of beauty between both of them, right? These two are very, very good devices and I like them both so much, but I don't know if there's a phone that I think is the best one of all time between these two. Like these two phones are very, very good, but I would probably say the Pixel 9 Pro XL is the better phone for sure, without a doubt. But the Pixel 8 Pro is a cheaper, more valuable phone just because it's a better value per dollar. So there are some instances where something like in, Pixel 9 Pro XL is better, but from a price tag standpoint, the Pixel 8 Pro does a really good job at giving you a really good phone at a much cheaper price tag. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that throughout this whole entire video. But if you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, the Google Pixel 8 Pro, which came out late 2023, on the front of this phone is giving you a 6.7-inch LTPO OLED display. And this type of phone I think is very, very solid for the most part. I think it's a very good phone, very good panel, 6.7 inches, LTPO OLED, 120 Hz, it gets 2400 nits of brightness. And I will tell you, if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, this is a very good option of a device. Like it holds up fairly well. And I do think if you're going to go through and buy a phone, this is a very good device from that perspective. Very good panel, gets very bright. It's a flat display, it gets very sharp. And this is one of those devices, once again, that I look at. And I would highly recommend this type of phone to a lot of people out there when it comes down to it. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there as well. On the Pixel 9 Pro XL on the front of this phone, you're getting a 6.8-inch LTPO OLED display. So this phone is slightly bigger, so it's a little bit of a bigger panel, kind of higher resolution, but not really. It's kind of the same thing. But the big thing here is that you're going from a 2400 nits of brightness on the Pixel 8 Pro to 3000 nits of brightness inside of the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So inside of that phone, you're actually going to be getting a bigger size, you're going to be getting more brightness. So if it's a slightly bigger panel and more brightness, those things can be really big advantages for buying something like one of these types of phones. On the bottom, you're getting USB Type-C ports, which is nice. You're getting a frosted glass back on the back of both of these, kind of. The Pixel 8 Pros was always a little bit different, whereas on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you can tell it is a frosted glass back. So that is a really nice thing that's kind of going on within that particular device as well. So from that side, I will tell you from the exterior, you're getting a lot of overlap too. You're getting triple camera setups, you're getting wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP certification. There's a lot of overlap here. But the cool thing is that with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you are getting a slightly different camera because it is a slightly different of a layout. So I actually do like that a lot between these two phones, that you can get a phone like this that's going to be giving you that type of better experience there. And I do think from that side, this is another really cool thing going on for something like the Pixel 9 Pro XL. The fact that you're going to be getting that type of capability. So that there, once again, is another very big and large thing to kind of keep in mind there as well. Beyond that though, that kind of covers it up there on the exterior. From the price tag side, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is about twice the price as the Pixel 8 Pro. So this is actually a pretty crazy thing because you're going to be getting an overall, bigger sized, you're going to be getting like a twice the price phone on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But I really don't know if the Pixel 9 Pro XL is like twice the phone of the Pixel 8 Pro. Like I feel like between both, there's a lot of good stuff here, but I don't really think that the Pixel, 9 Pro XL is like twice as good of a phone. It's definitely a better phone, but I don't think I would go from a Pixel 8 Pro to the 9 Pro XL just based off the price. So I think that's just like one thing to kind of keep in mind there for the most part. But beyond that, very, very good stuff when it comes down to both. Like I'm a big fan of both these phones when it kind of comes down to it. Now from the camera side, both these phones are going to be giving you triple camera setups on the back side. And the megapixel count is relatively the same. They're both wide periscope telephoto and then ultra wide cameras. But there's a very big difference here for the most part. For one, you're getting a much higher megapixel count on the front camera of the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But the other big thing here is that we're going from 4K at 60 on the front and the back to now having 8K capability on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro XL. This was the day that I was waiting for. I was just so excited when we got the news that this type of phone was going to be getting this type of capability. And this in and of itself is a really, really cool thing going on here. The fact that we are getting 8K capability on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro XL makes me very, very happy and just so excited to own a phone like that. So I do think from that side alone, that is a very, very big thing to keep in mind. If I'm going to go through and purchase a phone, that is going to be a very big asset for that type of device. So personally for me, when I look at these types of phones, it makes me very happy and very excited about it. And that's just kind of the big thing to keep in mind here. So from that side in and of itself, from the camera side, I will definitely say the Pixel 9 Pro XL is giving you probably the overall better experience with the cameras, obviously. But I think the Pixel 8 Pro is also still fairly nice for the most part. And that's kind of how both these cameras kind of compare from that side. Now, on top of that, some other big things to keep in mind is with the software. So the Pixel 8 Pro for now is lasting for a very long amount of time, and that is something that's actually very nice, that you can actually just go ahead and buy something like the Pixel 9 Pro XL or Pixel 8 Pro and have phones that are going to be lasting for a very, very long amount of time. But some big things to keep in mind here is that with the Google Pixel 8 Pro, with a phone like this, the problem with this phone kind of is that it's not going to last as long as the Pixel 9 Pro XL. The 9 Pro XL is definitely going to be lasting for a significantly longer amount of time than the Pixel 8 Pro. So I do think this in and of itself is another very, very big thing here, is the fact that you're going to be able to get a phone on the Pixel 9 Pro XL that's going to be lasting than the Pixel 8 Pro. So once again, kind of keep that in mind. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is one thing that we kind of noticed. In terms of performance, I've already done a speed test between the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 8 Pro, and the Pixel 9 was actually, I think, faster overall than the Pixel 8 Pro. So you can just imagine how much faster the Pixel 9 Pro XL is going to be. So something like the Google Pixel 8 Pro, this type of phone, is going to be giving you a very, very good experience. I think it's going to be giving you a really good job overall, which is something, once again, that's really nice. With the Pixel 8 Pro, this is a phone that's going to be giving you a very, very good experience, from the performance side with this Tensor G3 chipset and 12 gigabytes of RAM. However, with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, this phone is actually going to be giving you the Tensor G4 chipset with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So having a phone that's giving you 16 gigabytes of RAM is insane. That is a massive amount of performance and power to have inside of a phone. My laptop has 16 gigabytes of RAM. So the fact that that phone is matching it is just insane in and of itself. But I will tell you, in some ways, with the Google Pixel 8 Pro, this is still a very good and very fast phone as well. So I don't want to give the impression that the Pixel 8 Pro is super slow or that it's not as good. The Pixel 8 Pro is still a very, very good performing device. That device can basically handle everything you'd ever really throw at it. And I do think, once again, that in and of itself is another very, very big thing to keep in mind. So keep that in mind. I would definitely say with the Pixel 8 Pro, it probably is still a very fast phone as well. As well as the battery life, you're going basically around the same size battery. So there's not really that big of a difference here. And you're essentially getting the same exact battery size when it comes down to it, which is still very, very nice as well. So overall, what I can tell you is between both these phones, they're both very good. I love both these phones a lot, but if I'm going to go ahead and recommend a phone to people, it's probably going to be the Pixel 9 Pro XL. If you have all the money in the world, I would recommend just going through buying that phone because it is a really good phone. It is a pretty decent upgrade coming from the Pixel 8 Pro. However, some things to keep in mind, with the Pixel 8 Pro, this is a significantly cheaper phone, and it probably would make way more sense to go ahead and basically buy a phone like that than buying something like the Pixel 9 Pro XL, considering the Pixel 8 Pro is going to be holding up very, very well when it comes down to it for the next several years. So that pretty much covers it up here for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.